Hey everybody, back with another video about fasting. Today I'm talking about fasting and hunger. Let me start by telling you a story. 2014, I was coming off my last two bodybuilding shows that I've done. So that's 5 years ago now. And something I picked up on throughout all the prior years of competing was what would happen with my appetite when I would do traditional bodybuilding diet and get to super levels of leanness. And the appetite was legendary. So that August, we're driving down to the Outer Banks and we stop in Virginia Beach. It happened to be my birthday, August 10th, 2014. And now let me tell you, we started out the trip, Devin and I, with a stop to Dunkin' Donuts. So I ate 12 double chocolate donuts before we even got to the next town. I ate a quart of rice pudding that Devin had made for me. I ate a whole bag of these Butterfinger things. And then we stopped at Waffle House around 11:30, 12 o'clock in Virginia Beach. So we go in, I sit at the counter, and I tell the waitress, hey, I'll start with 3 of those peanut butter pancakes. Now, if you've never eaten at a Waffle House, one of those pancakes is probably 1,000 calories. They're extremely, waffles, they're extremely filling. And she kind of does a double take and says, I'm sorry, I thought you said 3. I said, I did say 3, and I'll take some eggs with that, and on and on. So she starts making a little scene with everybody behind the counter. This guy thinks he can eat 3. I said, just put in 3. So they come out. I eat them within a matter of minutes. And then I say, hey, let me get 2 more of them. At this point, it was like a scene from a movie. People are starting to gather around me. It's just, nobody's ever eaten more than 2 of these in this place. So then I do those 2. Then the manager comes out and he says, if you do 2 more, I'm buying your meal. And at that point, again, it wasn't even noon yet. It was around noon, and it was my birthday, and we still had more traveling to go. I knew that I was just going to put myself into like a food coma. But the point being, I was able to eat a massive amount of food. I cannot do that normally. So when you are doing a typical cutting program, right, when you cut your calories like most people do, you have a hormone called ghrelin. It's one of your main hunger hormones. That's going to continue to rise. At the same time that continues to rise, if you keep cutting calories, your metabolism is going to slow and catch up to what those cuts you're doing. That's why people can eat very low calories and not lose weight. So I don't want to hear that it's all about calories. That is just nonsense. That's a part of the equation, a small part of the equation. So hunger hormones continue to go up. Metabolism continues to slow. Recipe for disaster. Eventually you break, you start eating, and you have no control over it. And then, even though it's now your metabolism's down here, right? It chased the calorie cutting down. Hunger's up here. You're going to put on massive amounts of weight. That happened to me after my first 5 bodybuilding shows. Made that mistake. And that was how I used to be able to do something called the cycle diet. The cycle diet was basically diet your ass off for 6 days a week, get to a certain level of leanness first, and then you have an all-out cheat day. Look, I love my cheat day, but now it's more about just relaxing and taking a break, having some beers, stuff like that. It's not about how much food can I eat, nor can I eat that much anymore. With fasting, what I've looked at through research and personal experience, myself, I always test this stuff on myself, and then clients throughout the past 5 years since I've gone to fasting, is hunger is pretty much a non-issue, especially once you convert over and you start using your body fat as fuel. There's actually research that hormone ghrelin, after 3 days of fasting, actually comes down. It doesn't go up like your traditional diet. So it's, again, a non-issue. And then you have your food entrainment patterns. People are very fearful of fasting. Oh, I'm going to have low blood. Your body is built for survival. It's going to tightly control your blood sugar. So those feelings, those hangry feelings that you get, those feelings of you need to eat, they're just feelings, right? And we have food entrainment patterns. Food entrainment patterns is basically when you've trained your body to expect food. You're going to get hungry at those certain times. It'll pass in 5 minutes or so. What I've noticed with fasting and hunger is that when I've done a longer fast, 72-hour fast, hunger is a non-issue. It is a non-issue. And part of it's just making up your mind to, hey, I'm fasting, I'm not eating. Because you got to remember, food is a drug. So don't be fearful that you're not going to be able to control your hunger when you're fasting. You just got to get your mind around it. And with that idea that food is a drug, if you want to get better, meaning you want to change your body, whether it's health reasons or losing weight, then you have to remove that drug for a period of time, even if it's on a daily basis. You cannot always be in a fed state. So the main takeaway is that fasting is so easy to do. It's so easy to manage your hunger levels. Whereas your traditional calorie cutting, multiple small meals, is not. You're going to fail with it. That's why diets don't work. That's why I went to fasting. Part of the reason, that's why I've stuck with it, continue to research it, and continue to implement it with the clients. If you have questions, please post them below. Thanks for tuning in.